Hi, OLA. I'm Paul Holes. I'm a retired cold case investigator out of the Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office. Contra Costa County is across the bay from San Francisco, where I did the entirety of my career. I'm best known for my 24-year pursuit that ultimately helped solve the Golden State Killer case. And I know up in Canada, yourselves, your readers have heard about the Golden State Killer case. However, my book is going to provide exclusive details that have never been made public before. My book, Unmasked, My Life Solving America's Cold Cases, is a memoir of my career, and it includes those professional trials and personal tribulations of my pursuit of trying to catch the Golden State Killer. However, I've been involved in so many more cases where I just caught in the middle of the night, to other cases that I inserted myself because I thought I could make a difference. But that dedication and that obsession during my career took a toll on my relationships, my family, and even on myself. And I am a very private person. There's not much known about me out there in the public sphere, in the public domain, but my book is where I open up for the very first time, and it's for better or for worse. Of course, my book details exclusive behind the scenes aspects of the investigation that ultimately led to identifying Joseph DeAngelo as the Golden State Killer. And it includes aspects of my relationship with Michelle McNamara, who tragically passed away before the case was solved. But I've been involved in so many more cases that are well known and cases that many people have never heard of before. Cases such as Lacey Peterson and my role in that investigation, and then what was going on in my life during that period of time. Or another case like J.C. Dugard and what I did in that situation. But there are other cases that are not as well known. Cases that are equally as tragic, but the stories are fascinating, including a case where a father and his 12-year-old son are executed in the middle of the day in their own house. And one of the investigative thrusts has national security implications that pitted the Canadian government against the United States. And then there's another case, a series of women that were being killed. One of these women was a 15-year-old girl, and they were killed by the worst kind of serial predator imaginable, a sexual sadist. This is my white whale. This is a case that haunts me to this day. And there's even a case after I retired, after all the notoriety I gained of helping identify Joseph DeAngelo as the Golden State Killer. There's a case after I retired that just rocked me to my core. And I talk about that and why I struggled with that case. So these are cases, and the details of these cases and the stories that the public is going to be hearing details about for the very first time in my book. And why did I choose to write a book? Initially it was, well, everybody wants to hear about Golden State Killer. But as I reflected upon my career, I recognized that, oh my God, all these cases, had a very unusual career, and being exposed to such a dynamic series of unusual cases that it was like a roller coaster ride or watching a series of movies. And I thought, people need to hear about these cases. They want to know about these cases and the stories, but they also are probably going to want to know, well, what impact do these cases have on the individual, such as myself, that work them? And all the up and down psychological aspects that are present for those that are trying to solve these cases and get family members of the victims an answer. And I know there's a lot of these online sleuths, the people sitting behind a keyboard that are trying to work cases, but they're not there at the crime scene. They're not there looking at the dead body. They're not there hearing the victim's mom wail in the background. They don't experience that same psychology, that same trauma that those of us like myself that are actually out there. And that's one of the important things that I want readers to get out of my book, is to understand what working these types of cases, the impact these types of cases have had on me. So as I go through and talk about these cases, I detail some of my own personal struggles very openly, uncomfortably openly. However, I think it's important for people to recognize that there are men and women out there, just like myself, who make these types of sacrifices. And yet, even though this has had a traumatic impact on my life, I continue to seek out these cases. And why? Because it's what I do. It's what I'm good at. It's my calling. So thank you.